show, 5 Sharp Fam. I'm AJ. Before we get into it, become part of the notification squad by hitting the bell next to the subscribe button on YouTube. Welcome to another episode of 5 Stripe Weekly, and Atlanta United, they played LA Galaxy to a 2-0 loss. Really late kickoff, MLS After Dark, if you know, you know, and this was not the MLS After Dark that you and we all know. It was the second consecutive same 11, and it didn't quite work this time. It was pretty effective, this 11 versus Orlando City, but it seemed like LA Galaxy had us figured out. They had the man advantage in midfield. It seemed like Gonzalo Pineda maybe was thinking that the Galaxy were going to play with a 4-4-2, and instead, they played with a 4-4-3, and they had that midfield advantage, and we get gut punched, punched in the mouth, really, even more so, very early on, and it was a very early 1-0 that we were down. It was 7th minute, shot by Chicharito, and Rocco Rios Novo, he parries the shots, but Kevin Cabral, he was there to pretty much collect that rebound and tap it in. And we're behind very early, and when we're behind, especially on the road, we have a very big difficulty of getting back into the game. And we almost have a scoring moment in the 17th minute. Sejdic, he sends a ball from the far side, or to the far side of the box, and Marcelo Moreno, he's wide open on the far side of the box, and the header was on point, but it was where Cisneros, he was posting up, good angle, but it couldn't quite connect. One of those half chances. And while we're most of the time, obviously we know that we're pretty decent in possession, but LA, they always found that open man, and it was very difficult for LA United to build out. And we were pretty troubled. We couldn't get a stranglehold on this match. Pretty listless, no connectivity. I would say that Pineda definitely, you have to point the finger at him to figure out a little bit quicker in the match. If we're not going to set up this way, at least make the adjustments in that first half. It definitely seemed like we couldn't make the adjustments, and we were, in that sense, we couldn't get a foothold in the first half. Now, in the second half, that's when Josef Martinez and Thiago Almada came on for Sejdic and Aidan McFadden. You saw George Campbell play at right back a little bit, pretty much, for when McFadden came off. And you have Martinez and Cisneros together up there. You can see that they can play together. But also, Dom Dwyer came on and replaced Cisneros, Santiago Sosa for Moreno, Machop Chol for Juanjo Parata. It's just it's one of those things where we're chasing this game, and we are trying to make something happen. It's one of those where on the road it's not always the easiest to make something happen, and I think you see in MLS, it's really largely if you are down, it pretty much can be murder she wrote. But we're chasing this game, and we in the final minute of stoppage, we have Dejan Jovalic. He pretty much scores the dagger, and it's one of those where, I mean, throughout this match, yeah, I mean, it doesn't look quite the best. It really is something where we throw the kitchen sink, but it doesn't quite work this time. Especially on this time where, I mean, it's one of those, maybe we should have started the match a little bit more attacking, a little bit more where we have that balance that we need, but also the ability of some of the players to be able to switch positions or switch tactics on a dime. Obviously, it'd be easier if we had our first choice, but it's the aspect of not only the injuries, but also you have an inexperienced team mostly, and also an inexperienced coach in Gonzalo Pineda, and so yeah, I mean, you kind of see the pitfalls and probably why we're having the season that we are having. But I think one of the questions as well, in that lack of scoring, in that lack of clinical scoring as well, that's is it, in terms of Josef or Ronaldo, because Josef, he hasn't started in 3 straight matches, and I mean, we've had a mixed bag of results. Ronaldo Cisneros has scored in that time as well as Josef, but I think you look at it in terms of the numbers this season. Josef Martinez, I mean, his XG per 90 with at least 1,000 minutes, he's fine. I mean, he does have 5 goals. His of course, the recovery from the ACL is affecting his pace and kind of that burst speed. And it's Ronaldo Cisneros. He's got 6, although it's kind of streaky, of course. He bags some in kind of 3s and 2s, so not always the most clinical in every single opportunity he gets, but he's also pace-wise. Apparently, he's recorded the 15th fastest speed in MLS this year. So that speed does offer something in behind with and when and if a team is playing with a high line, and that we don't need to break down a low block, but that's been the thing. When it is, Cisneros maybe isn't quite the hold-up player that Josef Martinez is, and I think it's that. I mean, very early on, yeah, you see that. I mean, we go down late, and then we have to pretty much fight a low block here, where LA Galaxy have been pretty poor defensively, but they knew what they had to do, and they had to hunker down and protect that 1-goal lead. So, we had the difficulty. It was the pitfall here where, we couldn't get anything in this game, and it largely came down to a lot of that, where we had to fight against a team that's pretty much sat on their laurels here. They more or less parked the bus here, and it's a tough one. We travel all the way to LA or Carson City, and we get nothing from it. And I think largely, you could see Josef and Ronaldo Cisneros play together. You have that little bit of a dynamic, Cisneros on the left, to offer that something different, and then we might have to have one more creator in there, but does it leave our defense a little bit more susceptible? It's just the question. I mean, what can we do? What can we, maybe it's playing them a little bit differently, and maybe you see a Araujo on the left and Ronaldo Cisneros on the right, possibly. Ronaldo Cisneros maybe to provide a little bit of that defensive cover as he has in the past a little bit, kind of playing wingback a little bit, And then maybe push Wiley up, George Campbell, Parata, and Alan Franco, as that back line. You have three players back at all times, and it allows it a little bit more freedom. But George Campbell as that right back instead, possibly instead of Aiden McFadden, who's going to push up, and then that way, the lack of depth that we have there can be mitigated a little bit, because that's been the thing as well. You've seen that Gonzalo Pineda, he puts on Chol for McFadden or anything like that. Wiley, he hasn't really been subbed in a sense too. You can keep him up a little bit more upfield. It could offer something a little bit different, kind of more of the Pep Guardiola Man City kind of playing in those half spaces. The fullbacks playing a little bit more interior as well at times if needed. That being George Campbell here to gain that kind of midfield advantage as well that we were lacking in this match. So we'll see if Gonzalo Pineda can adjust in this next match. But that'll wrap it up pretty much for the match review. LA United will play its second straight away match against Chicago Fire, and I'll have that preview later for you in this episode. But let's get into the news. Kind of post-match, the quotes. Pineda, he pretty much was asked why he didn't maybe start Thiago, and he says, I have to make choices. I have to make choices with the back five that we were playing. We were looking for solidifying the back five, and that means I have 3 spots up front. I decided for Luis, Marcelino, and Ronaldo, but we will try to check the film and try to see if we could have done better. I think, yes, individually that Thiago was very good tonight. I will check it tactically if that could have helped us also in that moment. Yeah, I think Thiago Almada has been class, and when he was brought on, it is just immediate to see that he can keep that possession. When played in midfield centrally, I mean, it's just he is so difficult to get off the ball, and I think that would have helped us, tactically to be able to get a foothold in this match. And unfortunately, that wasn't the case. It had to be a little bit more in the second half, but at that point, we were having to break down a very low block and a team that just was not willing to come out except for on the counter. But in terms of the conservative nature, apparently in the first half, he said that wasn't the plan. They weren't trying to do that. It was a tactical shape change that Toronto did, and it was a middle block, tough to beat from there. They're pressing. We were never able to do that. And he said, what you saw in the first half, it wasn't the plan. It was, I would say, credit to LA and the good tactics they put. I felt that in the second half we corrected that, and that was really what we wanted to do from the very beginning. So, I mean, it's one of those, hopefully, that Pineda can learn from this, and, it will be rectified so that we, to his point, his other point here, that, in terms of the second half, that he thinks we've been consistently doing that. Orlando was a game that we controlled the game for 90 minutes almost. The second half, we put a bit more pressure with 2 forwards, but we were in control of the full game. NYC was even more of a game, but I felt like we were creating a lot of chances against NYC than against the Red Bulls. I felt like for 80 minutes, we were the better team on the field. Toronto was, again, very similar game. We were more in control in Toronto, so I disagree that we were playing just 45 minutes. I feel like the whole game, or most of the games, we've been in control of the game and trying to attack. That attack-minded football, rather. You can see in how many chances we create in every game, home or away. We're creating a lot of chances. It's just that we're not as clinical as we should have. But we will continue in trying to create more chances than the opponents. I also I pushed back on that maybe a little bit too. Is the quality of chances that we are getting. Are they the type of chances that our strikers need to be able to score and score effectively and efficiently? I question that. I mean, are they, where we are in the box a lot? Are we, having to try to take pot shots? Are we having to try to, overwork it a little bit, walk it in? I mean, it is one of those things we absolutely need to figure out because, we've not only scored a lot fewer goals than we're used to in the past, but also we're conceding at a higher rate as well. But Mateus Tetsu also, he was talking to the press as well, and he mentioned that on why it was difficult to control the midfield in the first half and missing Thiago Almada. He said, in the first half, it was difficult for us. We tried to press at times, but they always seemed to have a free man. We were struggling with that. We talked with Gonzalo about that and maybe changing the formation. In terms of Thiago, he's a great player. He's a very important player for us. When he came on in the second half, along with Josef and Marcelino and the guys in our attack, we had more power offensively. We had a lot of competition. Gonzalo can't choose to play everyone from the start, so everyone is competing for places. Of course, Thiago is a great player, and hopefully we can all play on the field together in the next game. And that probably is needed. That will be seen in how we set up against Chicago. So, last bit of news is that LA United, they announced that LA United 2 midfielder Ajani Fortune, he is signed to a homegrown contract through the 2024 season with multiple additional option years, and that will be effective on January 1st, 2023. He's played 48 matches for LA United 2, and he's only 19 years old. He's been part of that midfield setup for LA United 2 for he's been there since August 2021 in terms of a stalwart there, and he's looked pretty impressive, and he's not only made 48 appearances, 31 starts, and he's scored 3 goals, and he's according to Jack Collison, the LA United 2 head coach. He brings such energy to his role in midfield, and he's always taking the chances he's been given to take the next step in his development. Going back to his days in the academy, he's earned that next step, and I'm ecstatic that it's here with the club. So, congrats to Fortune, and hopefully, another homegrown can step into the first team and make some big contributions. But that's it for the news, and it gets us to the match preview. And LA United will be on Saturday, July 30th at Soldier Field playing Chicago Fire. They are climbing the Eastern Conference table right now, just 2 points below a playoff spot. They just won 3-1 against the Vancouver Whitecaps on Saturday night, which they, by the way, just picked up Julian Gressel to now play wingback for them. But in terms of the Fire, they have those kind of big names. Of course, Xherdan Shaqiri, the former Liverpool player and Stoke City player and Barcelona player, who is their talisman for sure. He scored a great goal over the weekend. But they're still a club that's with their big names, including Jaro Torres and Kasper Zerbilko. There's a lot of firepower. It's just a matter of they haven't really been able to gel. They, of course, last transfer window, or the winter rather, lost Beric and Calvo and Medran, but this is a club that's they're kind of going some kind of strange ways of roster construction, but still a club that has some firepower. So at home at Soldier Field, they will be something to contend with. But predictions from around the league in terms of MLS riders, they have them as low as 11th, and as high as 7th. A possible playoff club. So they're fighting their way up there. In 9th, 24 goals for, 28 goals conceded. We shall see. We, of course, are languishing right now. We're in 12th. We have 29 goals and 33 goals against. And we need to figure it out on the road. Figure it out on the road quick. Maybe do we need to play on the counter? Do we need to, be able to be a little bit more pragmatic at times instead of, crazy possession rates, but also, creating the better chances. I think, that open space might be needed. But getting into this starting 11 predictions, then I think we make that goalkeeper change. Rocco Rios Nova has provided some more ability to be able to play out of the back, but I think we need that big presence in the back. And after a little bit of a shaky performance, I think Raul Gudinho, the new man, will be starting between the sticks. Usually, those moves kind of work themselves out, and I think this is one of those chances where, Gudinho, the new toy, let's see what he can do. But getting into the defense, I think Eddie McFadden hasn't really done that poorly. It's just that I think the balance that we need, I think, is from this. And so I think Campbell starts at right back. Wiley is the other full back. At left back, Purata and Franco are the center backs. That's a lot of size there. That will be pretty useful against a pretty big forward line, except for Shaqiri, of course, for the Fire. And I think we switch it up here as well in terms of the midfield. I think Ibarra and Sosa should start together there. Offers a little bit of the balance that's needed for the defensive aspect, allowing Wiley to push up a little bit more. And I think it's that kind of four-man prong attack a little bit here with Cisneros on the right, Almada in the middle, and Araujo on the left with Josef up top. It offers you the kind of options in attack and the creativity as well there, that if we do need to sit, or if we do need to play out and play into Josef Martinez, who can hold it up, we can do that, and we have that outlet as well in Araujo and Cisneros, while you have the technician in Almada as well to be able to figure it out, break down and unlock those doors. So for me, Gudinho, Campbell, Purata, Franco, Wiley, and then Ibarra, Sosa, Araujo, Cisneros, Almada, Araujo, and Josef up top. So what do you guys think? Can this help us get the 3 points that we need on the road? We shall see. Now, I don't think Gonzalo Pineda is going to do the exact thing that I just said. I mean, whether that will work or not, that is fully up for debate. But I think Gonzalo Pineda, he will do what he wants to do, and with that score prediction, I think unfortunately it's probably a 1-1 draw. Hopefully we can get some sort of result here. We need something on these two away games, and I think the 1 point will suffice, unfortunately, for this match. But what do you guys think? Let us know in the comments below. But guys, that pretty much does it for the episode, except for the question of the day. And the question of the day is, what do you think must be done to turn this around so that we can make the playoffs? Let us know in those comments below. Looking forward to what you have to say. Also, if you think Josef or Cisneros should start up top, if it were, if it comes down to it, Josef or Cisneros up top right now. But let us know in the comments below, and we will talk in those comments. But guys, that's it for us today. Remember to like, share, comment, subscribe. I've been AJ. Thank you so much for watching.